Hello everyone, it's Caribbean E. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's just having a wonderful day and that your day is going good as mine and that you're in the best of health. So this is another retirement perspective video. And this goes out to all the ones that are still working. You're still on the grind. Whether you work for a corporation or whether you work for a regular company, whether you drive an ice cream truck or whatever you may do. But this retirement video is dealing with injuries. Injuries, whether it's at work or off work. Now, I had an injury about 3 years ago. And matter of fact, it was, three and a half years ago, going on almost 4 now. I would say 2.5. And I was lifting something heavy at home. So I started feeling funny down here on my right hand side of my waist. Gonna find out it was a hernia. So I called myself, want to continue to work, push through it, take some pills, whatever. It got so bad I couldn't even get in my car, so I had to go to the doctor. And he told me that if you don't go find a surgery, and get this taken care of, you will die if it explodes. It's basically my guts was hanging out. Okay, so very, very serious. And this happens when you lift too much weight, you overexert yourself, and you lift something wrong. This happens. Okay, so went and got my surgery. Felt good about it. I went and I told my HR department, and you learn a whole lot when you get hurt. So and I thank God that I had vacation. They made me take all my vacation time and my paid personal days. Everything that I had that they didn't have to pay for, they made me take. And I'm glad my surgery was long and enduring because I went through the surgery, I healed well. My wife went online, found me the best doctor. They had the best ratings. I seen her one day. The next day I was on the operating table, took care of business. I went home and I recovered, felt great. And that's my story. I was just straight up with the company though. Let the company know what's happening. Now, major injuries. Let's talk about work. Major severe injuries at work. And when it happens, you better let somebody know something. Because I talked to a buddy of mine who still works for Public Services. And his back is jacked up, he's got a couple things else wrong. But he said he's gonna wait before he retires and make the company pay for take care of all his injuries. So I never responded to him, but I'm making this video and I hope he's watching it. And all the people that work for corporations like the Public Services and everywhere else that you may work for a corporation, for a union job, and that you're getting you're paying union dues, and you're gonna be getting a pension at the end of your ride. I would say you don't want to play games if you're working for a corporation. If there's something wrong, stop what you're doing, let them fix it now. But for the most part, every injury is under investigation. So whether it's major, minor, or severe, they want you to report it. So injuries at work, they're corporate lawyers. Now, major corporations have corporate lawyers that they pay thousands and thousands of dollars to every single year, plus bonuses, to represent them. Interests, to represent their interests. These big corporations, they got money to protect their interests of the company. So if you do happen to get hurt, you better get an injury lawyer quick as you can. quick as you can. When I say quick as you can, I mean ASAP. Because you're going to need somebody to represent you, because I'm telling you, if they ain't got to give you a dime and you hurt yourself, they'll walk out the room with a smile on their face, because they can still work you like a dog, like an animal, and don't have to give you a single cent. So, their lawyers hire, I would say, private investigators. They hire private investigators if you get hurt at work, to keep an eye on you, to ensure that you're not faking the injury, and to report back to the company to make sure that you are physically hurt. Now, I've seen a few buddies of mine, and this happened to them at work. They got hurt on the job, and they didn't think that the lawyers would hire private investigators to sit there in their cars, eating a Subway sandwich, to watch you from the sun up to the sundown, to find something that wasn't right, something that they don't have to pay you out, so they can throw out your case, video it, show it to the judge, saying that you said your back is messed up, and they catch you out there cutting grass in your backyard, videoing it. And when it's time for you to go to court, and the judge sees that video, which is submissible in court, they'll have to pay you a dime, and now they're going to fire you, terminate you for trying to defraud the company. So it gets real sticky when you come from working for these major and huge corporations. Because I'm telling you, their money is a lot longer than the average man that's driving that truck, or whatever you do. If you have a union job, the union can only do so much. But if you cut your own throat, even the union can't help you. Now, we know there's some jobs that's completely physical, and at some point you will get hurt. Something's going to happen. These firemen going into burning buildings, these cops getting shot at, these military soldiers that are out there that are in Afghanistan, something like that. You got PTSD. You got conditions that you got to live with for the rest of your life. Somebody's going to have to write a check. But if you faking it until you make it, you asking problems, especially for the young guy. Because when I got hurt one time, the first thing they asked me was, how'd you get hurt? And I explained it to them. And they said, what can you have done to avoid this injury? I basically told them not come to work. And they didn't like the answer. But basically, when you're on a hazardous job, whether it's construction or whatever it be, it's just a hazardous job. And you got to be careful whether you work on a scaffold, cleaning windows, okay? It's just a dangerous job. So, the corporate lawyers can delay much time when it comes to your case, as they please. And they can ask for a delay. And for the most part, the judges will agree with them because they got huge caseloads. So while you sitting there and you waiting out your case, I hope you got a bunch of money in the bank, because they don't care if you live or die. They don't care if you're eating. They don't care if you're 3 months behind on your car payment. They don't care if you're 8 months behind on your house note. They do not care. They will take much time as they can to delay from paying you. Isn't there something? Wow. So, never think that you are the backbone of the company, because you're not, especially when it comes to that corporate money. Never think that. There's huge caseloads when it comes to personal injuries. Many people have worked 25 to 30 years of service, but still retire. After you've been hurt. You got a lot of debt because you didn't know that you was going to get hurt. So now you got a lot of debt. So now you got a lot of stuff on your mind that you got to think about, okay? You really got to think about this real good. Because you know what? After you get hurt, there's 10 guys behind you waiting to take your job, signed up on a union list. Waiting to take your job. And the only thing the company got to do is say, you know what? We can't hold this guy's job that long. He got hurt. This is taking a lot longer. We need somebody to pull his route. They get a phone, call a union. That new guy will come in. He would be in the seat of your truck, pulling your routes. So I say all that to say this: be careful how you deal with corporations that's got that big, long money that will outlast you and your small change for months, for weeks to years. But for the most part, everything takes time. Especially now during COVID, when everything's backed up, good luck. So I just want to hit you up with that. Be careful about the injuries, major, minor, be careful. Because I know a lot of guys that are still working right now at that same job or other jobs, and you're working hurt, and you won't say nothing. Your lips are sealed. Because you know, once you open your mouth, the company gonna come at you with a vengeance, because they're gonna swear up and down that you're trying to get over on a company. They don't trust you. And that's how things work inside the box. So, just want to hit you up with that. Be careful, be mindful. If you really hurt, report it. I'm not saying don't, but report it. But if you're playing games, shut the joking. If you're trying to wait till you get to the end of your career, and they think they're going to go in there and repair everything that they did to you, you're out of your mind. You're living in a fairy tale world, because it don't work like that. So, in the meantime, between the time, always remember, life to be enjoyed. Hit that subscription, notification, and guess what? Creative will see you on the next video. But always remember, life